So I've tuned into the Carolina Panthers' last two preseason games, and I've seen no signs of Bryce Young. And I thought we would have seen him last week. And when I turned the game on, I've only watched 10 seconds of it because they threw Jake Plummer out there. And once I saw Jack Plummer, I was like, okay, they still are hiding Bryce Young. When are the Carolina Panthers going to stop hiding Bryce Young and allow him to get some preseason action so we can see just how improved he is in year two from where he was year one under Frank Reich? Bryce Young, with how bad his rookie season was, doesn't deserve the luxury of not having to play in the preseason. He has everything to prove this year. And if I'm Dave Canales, I'm not about to give Bryce Young 3 weeks to rest when he could get 3 weeks of meaningful in-game action, which is what he needs, because he needs to show us that he has taken massive steps in improvement. What are you doing by not allowing him to play in the preseason when this is somebody that should be playing in these kinds of games to get more acclimated with your new system and the new teammates that he has? I'm not one of those people that believe in resting guys who have something to prove in the preseason. You only get the right to rest in the preseason if you are a Matthew Stafford or a Patrick Mahomes or whatnot. You've already proven that you've been able to play this game at a high level. And I'm not necessarily saying that Bryce Young is going to be bad, he's going to be trash. Y'all know I love me Bryce Young. You feel me? I'm a huge Bryce Young fan. I'm a bigger Bryce Young fan than most Carolina Panthers fans are. I've been watching him since he was playing for Mater Dei in high school. But with how bad his rookie season was, even though he was set up to fail, you still would like to see him out there. Because you need to get him having a little bit of confidence going into the start of the season versus allowing him to take his first snap under Dave Canales being week one. I just don't understand why the Panthers are hiding Bryce Young, not allowing him to get any preseason action. At least let him play a series. There's some guys that I've seen, Josh Allen, in their first preseason game. The dude only played like 3-4 snaps. All you want to do is just, get a little bit of feel for the football. Take a few snaps underneath center, throw a couple of passes, loosen up the arm a little bit, because all you're doing is scrimmaging against yourself and other teams in practice. There's nothing that defeats an actual in-game environment, in-game atmosphere. And when you're working in new receivers, Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, these preseason snaps are important because it helps you establish that chemistry, that camaraderie that you need. So I'm really surprised that we have yet to see Bryce Young appear in the preseason. Nobody knows if he's going to play the final week. I've been looking up the reports and they still say that, there's a good chance we don't see Bryce Young play at all this preseason. You don't want nobody to get injured in these kinds of games. That's understandable. But somebody like Bryce that has so much to prove should be playing. And there are plenty of teams that are playing their starters. CJ Stroud has played in a couple of preseason games. He's looked excellent. Jordan Love played in a preseason game. Not saying Bryce Young needs to play in all of them, but at least play in one. Let him knock off a little bit of that rust. Because you don't want to get the week one and you get out to a slow start to the season because you didn't play your starters at all. There are a lot of players outside of Bryce Young who have a lot to prove. Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette. The Panthers should be giving these guys some meaningful reps in the preseason. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense that you're not going to play a guy that has everything to prove this year.